What is your favorite anime?
Mine's Skrillex.
Skrillex.
I'm so distanced from human sensibilities and stuff.
Was getting caught part of your plan?
Put your tray tables up and your seat in that full, upright position, because this is The Flight Plan, the official podcast of Big Guy for You Scanlations, Japan's #1 Bane-posting manga scanlation podcast. Join the flight crew, Tom and Aiden, as we bounce about all the anime, the manga, and the scanlation content. Tom, what are we talking about today?
We are saying not welcome to the Monster Girl Village, but goodbye to the Monster Girl Village.
So, as this series comes to a close, the last chapter is just coming out in a few days.
Well, actually, no. By the time this drops, they will be synchronized. The exact nanosecond that one comes out, the other will come out.
And we're going to sit down and reflect on our great time vacationing in the Monster Girl Village.
Indeed.
I had a great time. It was very relaxing. I took off work for... How long did it take to scanlate?
You know, actually, that's a perfect segue, and I know that wasn't planned because we haven't discussed our notes, so that was just pure professionalism. October 23rd last year, dude. That's when we started. So
it's been about a year.
Almost a year for 20 chapters.
Yeah, 20.
That's a 2.3 weeks per chapter pace. Really abysmal.
That's about like the podcast episodes.
Well, they started to slow down, I think, around the same time. Real big coincidence, you know?
Yeah, there must be something in the water.
Yeah. I'm not going to make excuses. Stuff happens. People slow down. 27 pages per chapter, which is on the high end if you compare it to like a weekly shonen.
So basically, you've put out 200 chapters, basically.
Yes. Yeah, when you crunch the numbers, it's more like...
We looked at the data.
Yeah, I think a total of like 6 million pages done in like, 7 years or something. The math checks out. And since I've got some numbers here, they're kind of in the same location on my notes. This is by far the most viewed Big Guy scanlated manga.
Excellent. It's good to see our proprietary hard work paying off.
Our IPs that we created from scratch, blood, sweat, and tears poured into this.
You guys don't know this, but we have a partnership with Manga Decks, so every view we get $1. So I'd like to thank you all for making us millionaires.
Dude, if I had $1 for every view, that'd be pretty nice. And these numbers, by the way, are only pulled from Manga Decks. I'm not gonna go hunt down every single weird manga site and accumulate all the views together.
I have looked at it briefly, though, so something like Manga Here, if they're still around, Manga Fox, things like that. We have basically maybe a little bit more than what Manga Decks normally traffics, so just think about how many scanlation sites there are, and then times our Manga Decks numbers by that. And so we're basically PewDiePie at this level, so thank you all for coming along on this crazy flight.
Yes. Did you check the numbers on jaminisbox.com? How are we doing there?
I don't know. I didn't see.
That's the one that you hate because they have the private website,
I don't
right?
like them. I'm not a big fan.
I think they're the guys who do Dr. Stone.
They do a lot of them. They've got like
popular.
50 people. And
no kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
A lot of the big scanlation companies have companies.
Basically. I mean,
they have a lot. They have a lot, like anywhere from like 5 to like 30 or 50. Like there's so many people. That's why they can put out so much stuff. We're just two dudes and a few interns in a multi-million-dollar media organization.
I wish any of that was true. Actually, I was reading a brief piece on like the history of scanlation, and it only went until I think like the early aughts, so it's very outdated by now. But apparently, like the original teams were huge as well. And I guess some of that spirit has carried through till today.
What do you do with like more team? I mean, I
more
feel
manga,
like
more series.
I thought you were talking about like for one. I'm in the mindset that you do one series at a time, but that's not
if
true.
you've got the staff. I mean,
and they've got all the Patreon money too.
Do they, Jaminis?
I think they do, and I think that was a big thing with like. One of their big complaints was that Manga Decks is trying to make money off of us, and then they have like ads every chapter that's like, oh, scanlations are so expensive. Yeah. We need you to become patron members.
I mean, Raws maybe. That's the only cost nowadays.
Yeah, but
and a lot of them you can find online.
You can find online, and like, what is a subscription to? All of, I mean, you could add up,
or even like, just like one Jump
magazine. It's like what? It's not $50 a month.
Well, not just the magazine, but they do have like subscriptions where you could just read it all online. So if you're doing like a Jump series, just have one subscription for one raw provider.
And you get them all. Yeah, and then it's like How much is that a month? $15?
Nah, I bet it's 5, dude.
Yeah, it's not. It's anyway.
Well,
moral of the story is we need to get a Patreon.
Yeah,
You guys can
I think that's where
upgrade
that
your
went.
business class seats to ultra class.
Well, at this rate,
When we do a Patreon, let's have the tiers. It's like we've got economy class, standing room only, business first.
We got the soul plane back of the bus where you hold the bars.
And then whoever donates on Patreon $1,000 a month can sit in the jump seat up in the cockpit with us.
Yeah, but you need to be a licensed pilot for that. Just legally speaking.
Fly on
Sorry, you
standby.
understand. We'll get an intern.
Jamie, pull that up.
But I do think that at this rate, I'm not gonna say let's make a Patreon, but I think the next manga with these numbers will be a very high view count manga. I'm just gonna go through these. So Antarctica Girls kind of ran the lifespan of a few mangas, but it's like the one that was like the first release with BG4U. That got 48,000.
Pretty good.
And this is, I think, series view. I'm not sure how it's added. I think it might be each chapter view count summed up. It's whatever is like on the front page of the manga on Manga Decks. Okay, the flower goddess thing, Hyaka no Shirushi, 23K. Not good.
It was a niche manga.
Very niche.
Yeah.
Very niche.
We're not going for the Narutos.
No, but of course, the bigger the number, the better in almost all cases.
Hey, 5 inches is average.
Right, of course, yeah. I was listening to an old Dick show today. I won't get into it because it goes pretty blue, so to speak. And
Democrats, I know.
No. Blue as in R18 as in kids. I hope you're not listening.
As in that
Digibro was on, and he was talking about
pedophilia.
No, his penis.
Oh yeah.
And he shared some very interesting factoids, but I'm not gonna get into it.
Oh, I did see that episode. Yeah.
It's very strange.
He sprays pee all over though.
Sure, yeah, that's the most normal part of what he said. Anyway, moving on. Sword Girl, 61K. Now we're moving up. That's pretty good.
And we're moving on up.
Yeah.
To the east side.
And then of course Monster Girl stuff, 135. That's like double the second place.
We finally
double.
got a piece of the pie.
Indeed. We have moved on up. Hello, moving department. We don't need you anymore because we've moved up already.
Well, we want to relocate to an even bigger office, so let's move on up to the top floor.
Yep. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about those numbers. I wasn't really aware of them until I looked them up just before this, so that's cool. But I don't know. We haven't really talked about the manga yet, so maybe we should kind of get into that.
And get into it. They did.
That's like on Sunny, like at the beginning of every episode.
Yeah.
The gang gets into the manga.
What's the worst that could happen? Frank set Sweet D on fire.
Yeah.
Like,
I think oddly enough, this was probably my least favorite of all of the 4 BG4U mangas.
that's a hot take.
It kind of is, yeah. I don't know. I think what really did it for me is that it took me so long to get through it that it kind of overstayed its welcome. Because, it's been on my mind, or I've been working on it, or whatever, for, almost a full year now, for 20 chapters.
A project is always the most exciting when you're doing it, for the first few times.
Tell me about it.
Then it's it becomes almost a chore at that point. But
and it definitely did, and I think that's why it took so long, because, the passion wasn't there,
Oh, yeah. A loveless marriage to a harem of monster girls.
Yeah, and, I think I can kind of divide it up into 3 arcs, so to speak. Not necessarily a classical arc, but...
Right, you've got Soul Society, then you've got the Bounto arc.
Well, not in the manga, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's in the anime adaptation.
Of Monster Girl Village,
yeah.
They all get bonk eyes.
And I really think the first arc of this was just really boring. It was a slow start for a manga, and that's kind of a killer for only a 20-chapter series.
You know what's interesting? We started doing the recap episodes at number 15.
Yeah.
And I had never read a chapter even before that.
So you might not have realized, or you might not have felt how slow it was compared to me. But the first, I don't know, third or so, 8 chapters maybe, it's just so slow. It's introducing the characters.
It's talking about, city council bureaucracy.
Yeah.
I can't say that word.
A little bit. And they had the cook-off and the cooking chapter, and I thought those were so boring. I also
we got
don't
the cooking
food.
manga tag now from it.
I know. I thought that was really funny. And then I think after that it started to kind of hit a stride. I think the second part was much better. That's when like the friends were introduced to the village and the monster girls. That's one of my favorite tropes, where like you're like a secret, really cool guy or
Secret
whatever.
badass. I think that's what it is on TV tropes.
I bet it is. Yeah, and then like you reveal it or whatever, and it's like, yeah,
this isn't
I was
even
cool.
my full power level.
Exactly. It's like I was cool the whole time. I was power level maximum the whole time. You guys didn't know? Whoa. So I like that, and there was a little bit of that, just inherently. They didn't dwell on it, which is the best part. But also that they introduced more characters, like the Cerberus one, Kuroe, or however you would say it.
With the bikinis.
It's close enough. Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what she isn't that Cerberus girl?
Yeah, I mean she's got shorts on. And I guess a bra or something like that. Yeah.
Bikini.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was right. What do you mean?
I feel like bikini implies, the bottom as well.
I don't know. Bikini tops. When I think of bikini, and when you look at the emote on the phone for the emote on the phone has both.
Probably depends.
Well, it's got a picture. It looks like a smiley face. It's got the two. Two tops in the bottom.
To me, I always think of bikini more as the bottom than the top. As
I always go opposite the other way.
Together,
and I'm not a boob man.
Together, we form a full bikini. Wow.
Our powers combined.
Yeah. Yeah, so I thought it was good that she was introduced and stuff, and then they did like that weird dance-off competition. Like there's a lot of like
That's when I started reading.
There's a lot of weird like genre mix-ups. It's kind of like a slice of lifey thing, but
this is a slice of life.
It is for sure, yeah. But it was kind of cool, I thought, that they dabbled in all the different genres.
Maybe it's the author trying to get like figure out what's gonna hit.
Could be. Yeah, and I feel like that was also the case with just introducing more and more characters. Because, like, I don't know, some were better than others, I think. Anyway, the third arc, I think, was, like, pretty kino, if I can abuse that term.
And abuse it, he did.
And will continue to for the rest of my days. That's when they introduced, like, the humans, like Zeph and Supika. I think they were a great addition to the plot.
Where did Zeph go? He disappeared.
Yeah, sadly.
He was based.
He was, dude. He was a dare Chad. I say it? Our guy.
He's based and red pilled.
I legitimately have in my notes somewhere, Zeph is based. Like, I guess we kind of get into it now. I wonder, so if Ginzu don't age, and assuming that they are like
legal.
breedable.
Yeah, they're all legal.
Oh, yes, of course, naturally. But like assuming that they are capable of reproduction with humans, like,
well, how did they get made in the first place? I'm assuming
they're like gods or like mythical creatures.
My face wouldn't know mythical creature GF.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
That's even better than Monster Girls. We talked about this in another episode, like what would be the best Monster Girl waifu?
Yeah.
And it's like definitely something that's like magic and immortal that can make you immortal too.
Yeah. Because otherwise, it is kind of awkward if you have like, you're half immortal, half human child, and then like you end up dying really early on in the child's lifespan, and then it's like just a single immortal mother.
Yeah, that's the plight of the Happa.
Yeah, well, exactly 1-to-1 analogy. Nailed it. But yeah, I do think that would be weird. But if you could be made immortal, boom, there it is. That's it.
Or even just extended lifespan. I don't think the Monster Girls are immortal. I think they have extended lifespans. Normally, that's the thing with like elves and like things.
Well, in the last chapter, unless it's a mistranslation, I don't know. We'll have to, contact the translator to find out. But in the last chapter, they said they don't age.
That could be physically. It might be appearance only.
That could be too. Yeah.
There's not like a special word for that, is there? Like we don't age physically.
No, I don't think so. But now that I'm paranoid, I will double check. And if the final translation is different, then you've heard it here first.
It's my headcanon.
Yeah.
They still age. It's just slowly.
So in the earlier chapters, if I recall, they did say something about how they're like somewhat powered by like human faith or whatever. Like in the concept of like an egregore.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of implying it's something like that.
That reminds me of one of my favorite mangas, Scoob and Shaggy, who wear.
Yeah, that's not egregores, but
yeah, they get all their power.
No, you're right. Yeah.
You guys got to go watch that next. Hey, we should scan like that.
Yeah, into English again.
I wonder if we could just post it on
Manga Decks.
Manga Decks, why not?
Well, I don't know. You could ask him. You can ask the guy. Yeah,
let's ask.
He speaks English.
Yeah, we want the views. Can we add a
Scoob and Shag?
Shag and Scoob?
Okay, yeah.
It's about Shaggy and Scooby but it's
Anime.
Yeah, it's
Basically anime, yeah.
What anime would you say? Yeah, like immediately, like
There's
Bleach jumps to mind.
Yeah.
One Punch Man, like
Yeah, I'm
really
tempted
high
to say
level
JoJo,
powers.
but it's not
JoJo,
true.
Yeah, well, they have basically stands.
Yeah, well, they have powers, but not the stands themselves, and I feel like that's a crucial part for
Well,
it to be JoJo.
I've never seen JoJo, so I don't know.
Yeah, well, you're missing out. Anyway, back to like the third arc there with like Zeph and Supika. I like how like we abuse it's like pottery joke all the time, but this one they really did set it up to where like, yeah, it's the thing I like about the Ginzu Girls. I keep getting older and they keep staying the same age because it's like earlier on they do a flashback to Akane's grandma and it's like the Monster Girls look the same and they're doing the same stuff.
I say that same saying towards JK's.
Oh yeah, well that's what I was. That's the actual saying.
No,
I was parodying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, you got it.
The twist is that I said JK instead of high school girls.
Wow, yeah.
It's like, it's topical because we run Japan's #1 manga and Bane posting flavored stimulation podcast.
So anyway, they start with like Akane's grandma. She's ostensibly doing the same stuff, the same little hijinks and wacky adventures, and then Akane does.
Does she look old?
In the flashback, no. She looks like Akane does.
But what, is she dead now?
Yeah.
Then Ginju do age and die.
She was a human.
Oh.
No. Akane's a human main character, right?
Oh,
and then
I thought she was a monster girl all this time.
God.
I thought she was like a bureaucratic monster or something.
Yeah, well, the real monster, yeah.
She was the scariest of all monsters,
Indeed.
a human
woman.
female.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going for the same punchline. Yep.
We say that every episode.
Yeah, it's always true. Until I get a girlfriend, it's always true. Please.
#1 incel podcast.
yeah. Anyway, though, and then after Akane, they pass the torch off to Supika, and she becomes like in the final chapter. She's older. She's in high school now, and they even repeat like the same scene where she comes back from school, and then like Itsuki's like launching a boulder or something, and it almost kills her.
Yeah, I haven't read this one yet.
You haven't read the final chapter?
No, it's not out yet.
I sent it to you in the Dropbox for this.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah.
Okay, well, you probably edit that.
This will be a spoiler for me.
Well, I won't get into all the details and like of the plot. We'll save it for like the video episode, chapter 20 thing that we do.
The read along blog.
Yes, indeed. But suffice it to say, it does kind of wrap up Supika's like narrative arc, and she goes from like the outsider to the new
Insider.
Akane, basically.
Yeah,
and
the nationalist.
And that kind of wraps up like the third arc and like the whole manga. And I think it's a nice ending. Like really, the last third of the whole manga is where the strength of the manga is, I think.
I liked it. I mean, from the end pages alone, it was pretty great.
I will say the end pages were by far my favorite part. I had a lot of fun with those.
A manga about end pages.
Oh, well, figure out the logistics behind that.
We parody everybody else's end pages.
Well, or similarly,
can you add a 0.5 chapter to anybody's? You could create. Can you create your own?
You could.
Yeah, why not? Do a 0.5 where you make a meme of the thing.
You could. Interesting.
Would they remove it because it's not technically part of the manga?
I don't know.
We got to put in a ticket to Manga Decks, and let them know.
We'll shout them out.
How cool would that be for advertising too?
Well, similarly,
doing the Naruto page.
Similarly, the manga Hitori Bochi something. I don't remember what the actual title is, but the Scanlation group who does that, I think, might be part of the Manga Decks staff, because there is a Manga Decks tutorial manga made with those characters, and it teaches you how to use the Manga Decks website.
Very interesting.
And that's kind of like a long end page in manga form.
Yeah, and I know Manga Decks staff is cool with that type of stuff and joke scans and all the different things.
Yeah,
but I don't know what the rule is for adding in this feed of a real manga.
Right.
Yeah, that is something different. It might have to be its own manga.
Yeah, and I don't know that I would want to do that also, just because it does seem kind of...
I would. That'd be awesome.
I almost feel like sometimes I push my luck too much with the end pages.
We just don't put our branding on it, and then if they want to see us, they click the link. There you go. So it doesn't feel shady.
We'll see. I'll let you design one, and we can think about it, walk through it.
Behind the scenes marketing with the BG4U team, who are trying to sell all the tickets for the plane ride. Was this part of your plan? No, we're making it up as we go along.
Well, time to turn the plane back on course. what do you think about the monster selection? So I think that's like with all these Monster Girl things, you normally have like a Lamia or something, and like the spider. You know, like I'm thinking
generic Monster Girl quest. Yeah,
Monster Musume is what I was thinking of. But the fact that we both thought of something different proves that there's like an established pool generally to pull from.
I think that was a very bold yet also very welcomed direction that the mangaka went, because everybody was Monster Girls. Okay, I want the spider, I want the llama. The llama is always the number one thing that I feel like becomes a meme.
And I think
like
Lamias are just so disgusting.
Yeah,
and
I don't like it either. And
same with the spiders. Really.
I like legs a lot. I like the thighs, skinny thighs, things like that. And so it completely doesn't do it for me. And you also get like the Harpy Girl is a super standard.
Well, which does make an appearance in this one for sure. But
I don't even remember her.
Well, she's the mailman. But there's also...
Does she have the bird legs? Or
no,
just
just wings.
Yeah, so this is also a different Monster Girl direction than
this is more like the classic, kind of like Neko Mimi or something, where they're
just the cat ears.
Just the cute part basically.
Just the fetish things.
Yeah, exactly. You nailed it.
Well, unless you're into hooves.
Unless you're into weird Monster Girl fetish stuff, then
I don't know. Have you seen the Drain Eyes from World of Warcraft? They've got like when they walk, they like swing their hips behind, and they've got like I don't know.
It's been a long time since I played.
The tail's pretty hot.
Right. Yeah, there's not a single tail in this. I don't. Oh no, I think Itsuki has a tail, the Minotaur.
Yeah, she does. Yeah.
But anyway, they've got like Minotaur, Cyclops, Phoenix, and basically Cerberus for the main four.
All super rare. I've never seen other Monster Girls like that.
You know, I've seen Cyclops, but not done like this. I've seen Cyclops where she just has one eye, but she's otherwise a normal girl.
Yeah.
But this one, she's got a horn, which I've never seen that before. But apparently, that's like a Japanese interpretation.
Lore, yeah.
So yeah, I thought that those were pretty cool. Phoenix is kind of dumb because it's basically Harpy.
But it's different
with fire
than Harpy.
powers. Yeah, that's true. And then
and she can die and come back.
Yeah. And then for like the side characters, there's like the mermaid and the harpy that we discussed. It's like those are very standard.
Did the mermaid have the full tail?
Oh yeah, she's an actual mermaid. Like
sometimes mermaids can get legs when they go on land temporary. Did she have that? Like
she was never shown with legs. In fact, when she was outside of her lake, remember they had the giant fishbowl for her?
Yeah.
So
that's true.
I don't think
so. She's one of the ones that you can tell right by looking. Like there's no hiding that unless you want to pretend to have polio or something and like in a wheelchair.
Yeah, actually, that's a good.
That
point.
could work.
Well, I mean, they ended up having her just pretend to be a woman pretending to be a mermaid whenever she went out in public. Yeah.
It's like, why are you dressed up like a mermaid? Like, it's not Halloween. It's like, well, I had to go shopping, but is this a fetish thing or like what? Like,
well, I mean, they don't go out.
Put a blanket over yourself on a wheelchair.
Yeah. What was it, FDR or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, the weirdest one was Gondar Feh.
Yeah, I'd never heard. I still don't know what that is.
I don't either, and I read the Wikipedia. I skimmed the Wikipedia page a couple times, and I still am not completely sure.
That's the Indian one, right?
Yeah, it's like something about singing and like enchanting and
a siren song,
and they like smell good or something. But yeah, that was a weird choice, and I do like the more unconventional Monster Girl choices.
Yeah. It's a double-edged sword because people come expecting one thing or they really want something to draw them into it, but I think it worked out for the better that it's all different because then you can make up like or at least use different type of lore dynamics and things like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Oh, and we had a 10-year-old elementary school girl,
the scariest monster of them all.
A very rare Monster Girl type that you never see in manga.
It's always looks like 10, but is actually 18.
Yeah, this one looked like 10, but was 10. That's the real twist.
Very rare.
Yeah. So I guess kind of like talking about the Monster Girls themselves, or rather, talking about the monsters. What about the Monster Girls themselves? Like
what? That's the same thing you just said. No, I don't know. What are you talking about?
Well, I guess edit all that out.
Oh, okay.
So I mean that's kind of talking about like the monster types, but like what about the girls behind the Monster Girls? Like I'm pretty sure that your favorite was the Minotaur Itsuki.
Yeah. So if we're just gonna go in order, it's Minotaur, Cerberus. That's all I can remember. Because primarily not only are they cute, but they had the best chibi forms.
Yeah. Between those two in particular, I like their dynamic. The like the kind of rivalry, whatever. You know, like Tomboy can be done poorly, but you know, there's definitely there's perks to it, I would say. You know, as like
so
a
are you
character
saying
archetype.
Minotaur is a tomboy, or which one
she
was
is.
the tomboy? Yeah,
Well, they both are.
Well, I think it's rare because like tomboy, at least in real life, is kind of just a girl that plays outside.
Yeah.
So it's
well,
like
and it's also like pseudo aggressive. I mean that has a bad connotation, but like.
So in anime, tomboy is a very specific thing, and I feel it's different than real life. So you've got like the boxing manga where it's a boxer girl. She's like 5'11", so she's giant for a girl, especially in Japan.
I think that one's about to end.
And
is that one?
That's a tomboy. Or like Tomo-chan is a tomboy.
Who's that?
She's also a fighter, apparently. It's from Tomo-chan no blah 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 blah.
Oh, I don't know.
It's a pretty popular one. It's got like 900 chapters, but each chapter is like 1 or 2 pages.
Right.
It's one of those. But I feel like it's less of a tomboy because she wasn't like fighting things. She wasn't like really.
Of course she was, and she always had like her club and would do like quote unquote violent stuff. Like
I guess I just haven't. I skimmed over that. I guess.
Yeah.
Was that early in the series then? That was probably
a lot of the
was.
club stuff was chapters 1 and 20, but there were a few in between. When Kuroe was introduced, there was a lot of like kind of like pseudo violent activity between the two.
All right.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, I'm not denying that she's a tomboy. I just think the tomboy category is a little bit different, and you might expect something different in manga.
Huh. Yeah, I really can't even picture what you're saying. It's just so different to me.
Well, how many mangas have you read with tomboys? Where that's kind of the
like
shtick.
Digimon with Sora. She's like a tomboy.
She's kind of more a tsundere. I don't know.
I don't know. See, I guess I'm out of my element.
We're blurring the lines, I guess.
Yeah.
No, you're probably right. More of a tomboy.
Well, really, tomboy is a spectrum.
Basically. Did you just assume my tomboy identity?
Yeah.
I don't know. Leave a comment. Where this is obviously a heated debate.
What even is a tomboy?
We're throwing chairs all back here. It's all types of stuff.
Nice ASMR. I guess so. That's Itsuki. She's pretty good. I'll admit. You know, I rank her pretty highly too. Kuroe though, I think she's bottom tier because she's got that split personality thing. You never know which ones you're gonna
realistic. BPD.
Yeah, well, yeah, and I guess this one she does have the like. She's got like that ponytail off to the side to determine which one she's in.
And then, can you manually switch her over?
Now there's a question.
Yeah.
Probably no, honestly. I think
if you yank the ponytail hard enough.
Yeah. I don't think that's the trigger. I think it's just a visual indicator. But yeah, I mean that is an interesting point. My hot take though, I think probably Akane is the number one. Only
she's not even a monster.
Well, I meant like waifu ranking. I guess I wasn't clear. I don't think that would have changed your ranking though.
No, I don't think so.
You wouldn't have.
She's kind of generic to me.
That's the problem.
I need something different.
She is extremely boring and generic, but when I do my waifu rankings, I do it by what would make the best wife candidate. Mm-hmm. And I think she's got like the motherly instinct or whatever.
Yeah, but she's a career woman.
Not until chapter 20. Chapter 19, Akane's peak.
Peak Kino.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that is kind of sad. Then I'll switch it to.
Getting a divorce.
Supika.
My
relationship is done.
Ended with Akane. Now Supika is my best friend.
Yeah, because at the last chapter, she's like, you know, Akane went to study at like Tokyo University or whatever, so she could like learn to help the village or like get strong to help the village. I don't know what going to university is going to do to help you, but whatever. That aside,
it doesn't help anybody.
And then Supika, inspired by that, is like, yeah, I want to study abroad. Well, it's like, you know, I'd like to study abroad too. So I'm hosting. You know, I'm a an exchange host family for aspiring JKs. So you know, that's what I want to do.
All right, so I want everybody to go and write down their favorite monster girl in the comments. We need to know. Maybe we'll make a straw poll. That'll be cool. 27, all 90 of our subscribers can go and vote.
90,000, I thought.
Well, yeah.
That's what you've told me. I haven't checked to confirm, but that's what you've told me.
Yeah, well, I just shorten all my numbers. Take off 3 zeros at the back.
Nice, yes.
Yeah, so I do want to know what everybody's favorite is, and then that'll help us pick what like the next manga is because we know what your tastes are.
That's true.
It's like market research.
And actually, put a pin in the next manga, but I'm curious, is there any monster that you would have wanted to see represented?
Oh, what a good question. I wish I would have...
Me too. I just thought of it right now.
Yeah. Can you think of any offhand?
I don't know. It's probably... Dang, no.
So, one manga that I really enjoy, and it's a trope, is Ghost Girls.
Only if she can somehow become corporeal.
Yes, and a lot of times
And
they
pregnant.
can. They can.
Can she become pregnant?
I don't know about that.
Because then that's kind of a deal breaker.
There's a great manga. It's called My Lovely Ghost Kana, and it's a dude who moves into like a rundown place. Obviously, she's a ghost there, and they end up dating and stuff. And like she can drink and eat and physical and all types of stuff. I think eventually she can leave the house too, because a lot of times they're bound to the area, which is like, you know, the perfect girlfriend there.
I've read a manga where the ghost can't pass on because she wants to make friends, and the more friends she makes, the larger her sphere of...
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's leveling up. It's like an RPG.
Yeah, kind of.
Dude, there's also one, it's called, it's like Cabin No Mary, The Ghost in the Bathroom.
Okay.
And, oh no, what is this one? Okay, so that might be a different one I'm thinking of, but there is a bathroom ghost there. That is a trope that you see a lot. But this one, she gets stuck, the ghost comes in to an exorcist house, and he's like locked up. He's like a pro, and he's safeguarded his house, so she gets stuck in the wall. And so her butt's sticking out of the front of the house.
Is this a manga or a hentai dosen?
And she's just like sitting there, and eventually she, like, the guy, they're like fighting, obviously, because she's trying to like kill him or whatever, and he's like trying to get her out of the house.
This seems really dumb.
No, it's fun. It is dumb, but eventually he works from home, and so he set up a computer for her, so she's stuck in the wall, and she's just browsing the internet all day, image boards and stuff.
The perfect life.
Just shit posting, yeah. I thought that was a pretty fun, and then eventually I think she gets out, and then like they don't realize I don't know, it was a fun little manga.
It's ridiculous. I've thought of the answer for you, though. I haven't thought of my answer, but I think yours would be Vampire GF.
Yeah, I like Vampire
that way,
GFs.
Because I know you like the goth GF aesthetic.
Yep.
But also, she would be a night owl, very nocturnal.
She can make me a vampire.
Potentially.
That could be cool.
Some vampires, like in lore, will only turn you to like a zombie, which isn't so good.
I think it depends on if, like, they can suck
like,
your blood, but you know how a mosquito like can give you AIDS, like, because it spits blood back into you.
Sure.
So like they can turn you into a vampire if they like regurgitate the blood into you. I think that's how.
I'll buy it. That sounds good. Yeah, I think that would be pretty good. I'm not big into the goth GF aesthetic though.
Dance in the Vampire Bund is a really good vampire manga for anybody who I'm sure you've seen it because it's like from the 80s or something. It's really old, and now they've got like 12 spin-offs, but that's really good. She's like a lowly vampire GF.
They often are. Yeah.
That's an awesome trope.
I don't know. I don't have a good answer, so I'll just go with probably Demon GF because Kimetsu no Yaiba is popular right now.
Which one?
Kimetsu no Yaiba, where she's got the little bamboo like mouth thing. What's that word I'm looking for? Like gag,
ball
basically.
Gag, yeah.
Basically.
How about Shark Girl? That's a popular one.
No, because then she's probably half shark. Same with like the Minotaurs and all those. I'm so glad this didn't have any of those.
Yeah, it did. It did have one, I think.
Wait, well, yeah, technically a Minotaur, but
just
I mean,
not the no, I thought it did have a horse girl.
Let me take it back. Then I'm glad that all the girls were
human bipedal,
just like Nekomimi type stuff.
What about the scariest monster girl, Monster Energy Drink, Zero Ultra Girl,
Boomer Girl, 30-year-old Boomer Girl.
You know, I like the Onis. I think that's always a good thing.
I mean, that's what
that's
Demon
right,
Slayer is. Yeah.
What about Goblin Girl?
No, yeah, I'm not in.
Well, they're just little short stacks. Well, no, it's not always like that. Like
I don't know. Seems weird.
Succubus.
That's a classic for sure.
Yeah, there wasn't one. I guess this is more of a G rated.
You know, I want Megumin Monster Girl. That's always what it comes down
Crimson
to.
Mage girl.
Chuni.
Zombie girl.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, that was.
I don't get the appeal of that.
There was one good manga with a zombie girl. I can't remember what. It's like Sangria. Sanarekia.
Drink, isn't it?
Sangria is. Yeah, I was making a meme, but it's like Sanenrique or some type that in and you'll get it. Zombie girl.
Type what in?
Where
San Antonio.
She preserves herself by eating like a rare herb that the MC just happens to be, and he like, you know how like it'll be in a movie where a kid will take a pet home and hide it from his parents.
Yeah,
that's what he does with the girl, and it's a really fun dynamic. She's really cute too.
Oh, and really an anime girl? I can't believe it.
It's good drawings and good expressions, which I think expressions really make it.
You know, and yeah, definitely. Expressions are like the number one.
How about a bully Nagatoro GF monster
the real
girl?
Monster? Yeah, no, I don't think so. There's Alice in Wonderland. That's not a monster, but
yeah.
Like,
how about
it's there on that picture?
What about Pokemon girls? Of like, it's all the. Have you seen? I'm sure you've seen those where they
Gijinkas.
Is there a full name for them?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yep. Now you know what to search.
How about Cthulhu Octopus Girl?
No, I don't get that either. I don't get the appeal of that.
Oops. There's one movie, I forget what it's called. It's an American movie or French, European. It's English, where it's based off the Cthulhu mythos. These early 20-year-olds shipwreck, and then all the town is like zombies that worship Narthalep or whoever the sea monster is, Cthulhu or something, and it's great. And the cutest girl is like the dude is trying to hide from like the zombies or whatever that is trying to get him, and he's in a house and he runs upstairs and closes the door behind him, and then he sees this like really cute girl like in bed and she's got the covers on, and
nice.
And he's like whoa, and then like he gets closer and she hides him, and so but she doesn't say anything, she's like really quiet, and then it's like she opens up the covers and boom, she's octopus legs like that, and she was really cute.
But is it worth it?
Yeah,
probably not.
Actually, at the end of the movie, I'll spoil it. He gets transformed by the Cthulhu people, so he turns into a monster too, and they swim off in the ocean together. So
I guess that's a good ending. Hard to say.
Yeah. I think you become immortal at that point, so that might be it.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. At what cost?
It depends. Yeah. The real problem is he didn't get so much transformed into a monster, but he also got like burns all over his body, so it's like,
not cool.
Is that gonna heal?
Yeah, that's just mean. It's rude.
Well, it was a horror movie, so
yeah, obviously.
Slime Girl, how about that?
No, I don't think so, because I think you would want something relatively passable as like a human.
Okay, so get this. There's a manga where the slime girl can take the form of any other girl. It's like a ditto. It's perfect.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm back on board.
Yeah.
If it's that kind, yeah. Plant girl, maybe that could be something. It depends on if she's rooted to like plants or not, or if she just like is kind of plant-ish.
That's true. You know what I like? I like the demon girl with the horns. I think the horns look great on like they're the circle ones that look like rams.
Oh
and
yeah,
stuff,
those are cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is cool. I don't know if it would work on a girl, but I like heart-shaped pupils, so it might be like the goat eyes, you know what I mean? No. Yeah, you didn't let me finish.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if it would work on a girl, but like goats have like weird satanic eyes.
They
like,
do, yeah,
really
that's
crazy.
creepy.
But it might work on like a succubus thing. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what it would look like in real life, so who knows?
I definitely would want heart pupil capabilities. Frog girl, that's what I just thought about. Speaking of not heart stuff, but I just thought of it. Like Hero Academy. That's pretty good. She's very human-like.
Yeah, I mean, and her family is not. So
that's true.
Well, I think the females are of that.
Probably.
It's like the, it's like the famous trope.
It's like all
the
anime.
monster girls are. It's crazy.
No one wants to be a furry, you know. Maybe to kind of hint what might be next. I'm thinking. You know, we've been planning about doing like chapter 1 of like 3 different series and then doing kind of like a vote to see which series gets picked up next. And without knowing the series, I think the 3 girls would be Miko, which is like Shrine Maiden, whatever, Priestess.
That's an okay one.
I like it a lot.
See, yeah. It's just kind of
I don't know why.
I don't know.
Not in
It's
terms
kinda
of
boring
Monster
to me.
Girls.
I know.
In terms of real life, it's not boring.
but
It's
that's because it's novel because we don't have them here in Japan.
yes.
Yes. Japan, where we are right now. Konnichiwa,
Ohio
san-sama.
gozaimasu. So there's Miko, Ghost, and Witch.
Oh, Ghost. That's just what I was saying.
I know, yeah.
And Witch. I like Witch. That's a good one.
See, yeah, I like all three. But I already know which manga's gonna win.
We're not going to do the thing where you...
I still want to. Even I've scanlated one of the three already. And not the one that will win. But
we'll take a look, and I'm looking out for the passengers. I know what thing's going to be popular. I can tell. So, I'll be in your court. I'll make sure he starts to scanlate the good one.
definitely. And I think I'm really jazzed about the idea of like the contest thing. Even if it's not like vote, but it'll probably be like whichever gets the most views.
So what we're gonna do is scanlate 3 different mangas.
Yeah,
to start with.
Chapter
1, yeah, and then whichever one gets the most views or comments or praise is gonna be the one we roll with. So look out for that. We'll have to do a whole video specifically on that.
Oh, for sure. I mean, it's all about popularity, really. At the end of the day,
just like real life.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'm really, really excited about that. And that's coming up next, but that'll be even slower than our normal recent slow pace, just because it's 3 chapters. Yeah, like I said, 1 is done. And technically, I still have a couple pages left on the last chapter of Monster Girl Village. So yeah, I that's pretty much it. I think we've mostly finished all of our comments on the series itself. It's weird that I think it's my least favorite, but it got the most views. I don't know, it's just kind of complicated feeling so complicated.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I am glad to have it mostly behind us. We still have to edit the episode, and I have to finish the last couple pages, but I'm happy to close the chapter of the Big Guy For You book, so to speak.
Well, did you guys like it? Did you like the manga? If so, leave us a comment. And like we did with all the other episodes, I'm going to go through and read some of the Manga Decks comments. This isn't the one for the latest chapter. This is the one for the overall page, so you can comment on a general series.
Right.
So I figure it's fitting to read. We've got longtime passenger Uverine, who says, "Huzzah! A new title from my favorite scanlation group." This is old.
Very old.
Because it's not a new title, and we're probably not their favorite scanlation group anymore.
This was 11 months ago, folks, okay?
10 months ago.
Okay.
He says, "Thanks for the translation, Tom. Between the podcast and these quality scanlations, it's hard not to get excited with a new project for BG For You when you've got new projects coming up soon."
Oh, the nice old days when we did stuff.
This series definitely has potential for a good run, and I think it did have a good run, so hopefully if you're listening, you can let us know how you liked it in the end. We've got True Goddess Reincarnation, who says, "This is decent." Decent.
Decent, boys. I think that's the best word for it. I think it really sums it up for my feelings on it.
We got Vaughn Kisaw, who says, "Needs cooking and Monster Girl tags so we know who did it."
Yep.
We got Otong777, who says, "Published status is wrong, by the way. Both manga updates and my anime list already have this manga as completed at 3 volumes. That's not us. We don't decide if it's...
I mean, we can. It's editable by anyone. I don't know what it said, though. It probably said ongoing or something.
Yeah, this was 7 months ago. So.
Yeah, I'm sure it's fixed by now.
We got Ito FYL. It sounds like an acronym or something. He says, "Cooking, Monster Girls. This isn't Dungeon Meshi. Do they eat the girls?" Well, I'd like to eat some of these.
That reminds me of an inside joke, but if you know what I mean. I'd like to eat, but I already had fish today, if you know what I mean.
Well, do you want to say that, or you want me to comment on that?
No, but I wanted to comment on this one. So, yeah, I think the guy who added the cooking tag really did a disservice, because this guy's like, cooking and Monster Girls, he's probably searching by tags.
Yeah.
He's going to be very disappointed come chapter 5 when they don't cook again.
We've got True Goddess Reincarnation again, who says, "Cooking my ass."
There it is. That's the payoff. Yeah. How many months in between those 2 comments?
5 months.
See what havoc this guy wreaked by adding one.
He is an
tag.
agent of chaos. Some men just want to watch the world burn. We got Unknown Saint 111, who says, "I hope it's not Yuri or something." And, well, you got your wish granted.
Wish granted. Boom. I'm pretty anti-Yuri. I'm with you, buddy.
And we got one final comment that I'm writing right now, as per our tradition.
I love the video, guys. I'm watching it right now, even though this isn't a video.
This is a great manga, and submit.
I should say was. And then they won't get it because you're posting it before it's finished.
Alright, you guys, well, I think that's about time to crash this plane. You can find us all on the links below in the description on both your RSS feed and the YouTube comments. Leave us a comment, give us a thumbs up, like and subscribe if you want. Thank you for riding along with this epic thing. Tom, you're gonna need to crash this plane.
Yes, with no survivors.